So hey Aries, I'm Wayne Scott. I run the Iwildseed page. Thank you guys for coming here. Thank you for supporting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and comment. Leave a tip if it resonates as well. So I'm just gonna get into it from here. So in the first position, you got justice and decisions. Your situation, what can be resolved and brought to order. So I feel like you got the Temperance card. So I feel like there's a need for you to start like resonating with your higher self. Start like, thinking about the bigger picture, rather than like just like how things are and what you're lacking, what you don't have right now. I just feel like it's like sort of like a hold up type of thing. Like I just feel like spirit just wants you less in the like physical shit and more worried and focused on like, the spiritual shit, the like things that really matter, the things you really need to focus on and shit like that, rather than like, keep projecting like I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that. Like, are you ready for all that? Are you really ready for all that? I feel like that's what spirit wants you to really call in and really address within self. Like, are you ready for all you're asking for? Do you deserve all you're asking for? Is what all you're asking for like, something that you're capable of like sustaining? You know what I mean? Like, you want $1 million. Do you got what it takes? Do you got the brains to like, the fourth way for anything you like that to like manage $1 million? Do you know how much taxes you gotta you know what I mean? Like things of that nature. I just feel like spirit's like you gotta be about what you want rather than just thinking about it. You feel me? So, in the second position, you work in skills. You got the Queen of Pentacles. So the vibe I'm getting is like you's not a person that does something, just cause. You feel me? Like you got a thought behind it. Like you're a very like consistent and a very like capable person. But I feel like that could also work against you because like when sometimes you're stuck in a rut or like you're such a person that's like so focused on progress, you know what I mean? When you don't see progress and when you are, you know what I mean? And when you don't see progress, you take it personal. You feel me? Like I feel like you internalize this or whatnot, or like when someone tried to like not when someone tried to like when someone fucks something up for you. You feel me? Like you move so smoothly, so like you such a finesser that like that could never happen to you, and just like the audacity that like another person ended up costing you something. It's like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with you? Da 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 da. Like I just get like you use a person that very put together. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's like it was an overnight process or something. It's something you had to evolve into, something you had to learn to be, to cultivate within self from your experiences to like, other things. I just get like you're very like a long think, a long haul. Like, you know what I mean? You worry about consistency, you worried about making sure like you here to stay. You know what I mean? Rather than just like being all over the place. But I feel like what's going on is like something hasn't been like what it's supposed to be as of yet. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not all it's all what it's not everything was meant to be or cracked up to be type of vibe. You feel me? And I just get like you got to find a way to like get past that. You know what I mean? Get through it. Like, find a way to like make your peace with it. You know what I mean? Because like not like I just feel like this period or whatnot is not changing unless you redirect how you see the shit. You know what I mean? You refocus and pivot on what you're doing and what you're trying to call in or what you're trying to bring in to your life and into your work and type of shit like that. So what or who? So it's basically this position is about strength. So you got the Emperor card. So I feel like you do got it in you, like that boss energy and shit like that to like boss up and do what needs to be done and shit like that. But I feel like what it is you tend to shy away from that. You tend to not lean into that, like what you call it, like thinking you're not ready, you're not this, that, and the third. I feel like you're waiting on other. That's what I feel like. That's what it is with the temper. You waiting on other people to give you your opportunity, and it's like, bitch, you're the other people. You're the person you're supposed to look for your opportunity. You looking at other people for your opportunity, and that's not where it is. You feel me? That's not where you're supposed to be looking. You're supposed to be looking within. You're supposed to be looking at yourself. That bitch in the fucking mirror and be like, this is you. This is us. We's getting to it. We's doing this. You feel me? I just get like, you need to stop waiting on a sign. That's what it is. Spirit's like, no, you don't need to be waiting on a sign, expecting, you know what I mean? Like I said with the Queen of Coins, other people will fuck your shit up. Use a finesser, use a fly dresser, you know what I mean? Use all that by yourself. You feel me? You don't gotta wait on other people to like, you know, believe in you or like give you the okay for you to believe that you got the $1 million plan. You feel me? You got the like keys for success. You got the keys for consistency. I just feel like, you know, it's a lot of doubt here. That's what it is. It's a lot of doubt. You're doubting yourself, and that's what's leading you to doubt spirit. That's what's leading you to think spirit is putting you through it. It's not spirit putting you through it. It's you putting you through it. It is definitely, I just get this vibe as you. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we tend to deny parts of ourselves or like aspects of ourselves in which are so strange and other people can't understand, that we isolate ourselves from ourselves. You feel me? Like we compartmentalize. I'm sorry, it's not coming to me. Compartmentalize, something like that. Basically, to the point where like you don't know yourself. You know what I mean? I just get this like, you need to stop denying who you really are and start embracing that inner freak, embracing your inner self. Like, you know what I mean? Stop letting other people distract you from yourself or what you got going on, what you trying to do, what you trying to prove type of vibe. You feel me? I just feel like now is not the time for that. You know what I mean? Shit like that is gonna cost you. You feel me? Like following other people and knowing, like, you know what I mean? They ain't got the big dick energy or the, like the real swag to be bossing you around. You feel me? I feel like that's what it is. Like Spirit's like, that's what it is. You need to be your own boss, because you know this person can't boss you around. Said Jill Scott said it best: if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. But if you could tell me what to do, you could tell me what to do. You feel me? Like that type of energy. So then in the other position, it's like love, relationship, and creativity. So you got the Five of Cups. I just feel like you're in your feels. Like I just get like someone either betrayed you or some tragic trauma or some tragic event situation in which like shit just did not go your way and it just sucks. It feels like, you know, it feels like your trust was on the line, like your faith in people, your faith in humanity was on the line, and you just didn't know how to come back from that. You didn't know how to like not be petty after that. You know what I mean? Not feel stuck after that. You feel me? I just get like needing a reason to like go on, needing a reason to like, you know, do better, like be beyond certain circumstances and like mindsets and shit like that. I just get this vibe in which like not giving a fuck, you know what I mean? Not caring about certain things, not like worried about certain situations because like it feels so massive, so intense right now. I just get like, you know, you're just not caring about having to boss up. You're just not caring about, you know what I mean, spirit. Obviously, you feel like spirit not fucking with you. You just at this point, like, what the fuck? What's the point? Like, what's the use? Like, if I keep trying, keep doing, like, what's the use? Like, you know what I mean? Shit like this happens. Like, you know what I mean? I just get, like, this is a situation in which, like, you can use this to like, you know, to cop out of shit. You know what I mean? You can use this energy to like this type of feeling to like say, oh, I don't want to, or I don't feel up to it, this, that, and the third. And I feel like this is more like an opportunity to really show you, like, you know what I mean? Like, you got so much more to look forward to. You got so much more to live for. You got so much more, like, it's so much more potential, so much more, like, good stuff in the present. You know what I mean? It's not just all this fuckery that happened or whatnot, or the situation that just left a bad taste in your mouth. That's all you can see and feel for right now. But I feel like, especially with us Aries, we got this thing in which this moment in which we can't overcome the moment. We can't overcome the now. We can't overcome how we feel. We can't overcome that trauma because it just feels so intense for us, because it's like, we will be like, we will never do that. You know what I mean? We will never think to do that. We will never sit there and like, you know what I mean, meticulously try to like put somebody else through harm. You know what I mean? We might do it intentionally or not by, you know, not by our own decisions or shit like that. But I just feel like we just get so caught up and stuck on certain traumas and certain situations because we would never do that to you. And what we got to understand is we can't expect us out of other people, out situations, no, none of that. And you got to understand, like, there's a reason why you move the way you move. It might not be all glitz and glam for right now, but at the end of the day, you could sleep soundly. You feel me? Like, your conscience is clear. You feel me? Like, you gotta understand that, like, there's levels to this shit. It's not just about, like, you know, going tit for tat for with a nigga that ain't got shit to live for. You feel me? I just get this vibe in which, like, Spurs, like, it's so much more to look forward to. Like, you won't have the last laugh, if anything. You feel me? Like, you really will. But you gotta let yourself, you know, not, like, see what's around you. See the present, see the now, and not be stuck on the past or what had happened. Because you got so much more now in the present. You feel me? Once you, like, let go and really, like, let yourself not be burdened by what was or what had happened to you. You feel me? Like, it's just like, you got so much good cards, but it's just like a sort of like, you know, not having a drive, not having like a sort of like the will to carry on type of thing. And it's like, spirit, I feel like you just need to get past that. You need to see, you know, be past the situation, not just worried about like what's not happening right now or what did happen. You gotta worry about like what we gonna do next. How are we going to shift this? Because we can't live here. This is not sustainable to be here. You shouldn't thinking like this and doing things like this and keep doing, you know what I mean? This is not sustainable. So how are we going to do better? How are we going to make sure this shit doesn't happen again? You know what I mean? What in ourselves do we really have to say that gotta go for this shit to go? For this shit to be no more? For us not to stay here and resonate in this low vibing behavior and with these low vibing folks and shit like that. These backstabbers or whatever may be the case. So in the next position, it says values and virtues. So you got the page of coins. So with this, I'm getting just like the vibe of like like a reason to get up. Like, you know what I mean? A reason to go for it. A reason to, like, you know what I mean? I just feel like your hard work and your, like, consistency with self is just going to get you through it. Like, I feel like you're about to get some message or whatnot in which people see you. You know what I mean? Like, you might not feel seen, appreciated, or none of that, but I feel like someone's going to come to you or a situation's going to come to you, a money-making, something in which, like, you about to feel seen, you're about to feel valued, you know what I mean, for your skills and talents and what you bring to the table, you feel me? And it's not like you went searching for this. They come searching for you. They come looking for you to let you know what's up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just get, like, you're finally being valued for who you are, you know what I mean, rather than who you aren't, you know what I mean? I feel like I just get like you spent so much time in your fields and feeling like stuck and just not being seen and valued for what you bring to the table and what you do and shit like that. And once you start doing that for self, once you start ignoring them little voices and them little people around you and shit like that and start doing that for yourself, there's nothing that can stop you. You know what I mean? Ain't shit can't stop us. You know what I mean? Once we realize we don't need nobody. It's nice to have people. It's nice to have them around us and the third, but we don't need them. We don't. You know what I mean? Like, we bring shit to the table. We make shit happen. Feel me? Like, we make it happen. Shit don't happen unless, you know what I mean? It's not going to be right. Like, not at all. You feel me? But I just feel like you finally going to get seen. You finally going to get your shot. And, like, you gotta shake this shit off. You got to shake off this past trauma, this past, like, bad experience or something to get there. You know what I mean? To experience that, to feel that, to be present in the moment, to be able to say, like, I could do this, you know, even if you feel like you can't, even feel like you got a little imposter syndrome, like, is this really me? Like, is they really giving me this chance to that? Bitch, don't doubt that shit. Take that shit and rock that shit. The fuck? Don't sit there and doubt what's for you when it's in your motherfucking face. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I feel like that's why Spirit's like, you gotta go through this last little hurdle, because it's like, when this shit comes, they don't want you to deny that. They don't want you to be doubting. They don't want none of that shit. They don't want that, like, oh, is this for me? Is this really the right time? Nah, bitch, you was just complaining about not getting your time, not getting your shine, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, it's finally going to come, but you got to boss up. I just get, like, bossing up energy. Like, and not to say you can't feel how you feel about the situation, but it can't hold you down. It can't have weight in your life, in your situation, any fucking longer. None whatsoever, because there's so much more to look forward to in your present and in the future. Present and future. So then in the next position, hopes and fears, inner guidance. So basically, you got the two of swords. You two on the fence about shit. Like, you gotta go for it. It's no, like, can I do this? Can I? Yes, you can. Stop doubting. Start speaking life into what you do and who you are. Because once you do that, like, nothing else is going to matter. No one else matters. No, none of that. For, like, Aries, we tend to come from wounded places sometimes when we not doing shit how we supposed to do shit. You feel me? Like, we tend to, like, try to anticipate hurt, or, like, you know what I mean? Or, like, just go tit for tat with someone. And I feel like it just gets us so distracted from who we really are, what we're really about. You feel me? And I feel like people don't see that because we're so stuck on how we felt about a situation, because they don't understand it. It's not for them to understand. Once we understand something, it's not for them. It's not for other people to understand. If we could sit there and tell them what it is and they don't understand, they still don't get it, that's not for us to sit there and go back and forth with a nigga and just be like, oh my God, but you don't get it. Like, you know, it's not. We can't go down the list. We can't make it. We sensitive. You know what I mean? We are sensitive. And that's okay, but we got to acknowledge that we're sensitive. We got to know that we're sensitive. We got to know that other people aren't as sensitive as us. They aren't as aware as us about certain things about themselves. Because Aries, we're all about ourselves. The first house, very self-aware, very focused and all that shit. Because if we don't worry about ourselves, who will? Nobody think we go. No, they don't think. Not that I won't say Aries is crybabies, but they there. I'm a Cancer, so I can say that. I'm not saying Aries cries babies, but it's sort of like that. You know what I mean? It's sort of like that. So I feel like people is like, oh, Aries is tough, they good, this, that, and the third. And it's like, nah, we be needing love too. I think Kevin Gates said it best. I'm not comparing Aries because I know there's women out there that are Aries. But Kevin Gates said it best, like, when guys... I say that because Aries is very, like, divine masculine, you know, Mars energy type of things. This is why I'm even bringing up the guys thing or whatnot. So Kevin has said, like, men don't have a place where they could be vulnerable. You know what I mean? They don't got, like, they got to provide, they got to do this, that, and the third. They don't have a place or environment in which they could just be themselves and just say they ain't got it in them today. You know what I mean? They don't got it today. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that type of thing or type of space in which they could do that. And I feel like Aries is the same way. Like, you know what I mean? We don't really have a space or a community or something like that in which we could just be just Aries. You know what I mean? Not just, you know, not Aries, but just Aries. You feel me? And it's like, you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta choose you. You gotta choose what you got going on. And you gotta choose, you know, to see all the good in all you got. You know what I mean? All the good in, like, all that's happened to you. You know what I mean? All that you've experienced, and still to be here and still to think and breathe and be as, like, uplifting as you are. Like, not many people could do that. Not many people say that. Not many people have survived half the shit you've been through. You feel me? Not many people have, like, you know, been through it like how you have and still could put a smile on their motherfucking face. Know that shit is a talent. Know that shit is a gift. Because not many of us can do that. You know what I mean? I got resting bitch face all day. You can ask anybody. Resting bitch face. I don't got time for certain people. You know what I mean? So you can't take your skills and talents for weaknesses, or, like, you know what I mean, or sleep on them. I just feel like you got to do some double time. You got to do a little bit more work. I got to put a little bit more elbow grease in this shit or something. I just feel like you could do it, put your back into it. You could, yeah, that's the vibe. You could do it, put your back into it. That's the vibe in Ken. So the unknown, what the future holds. You got the Four of Swords. So I feel like time will tell. You know what I mean? I just feel like you just going through, like, a process of, like, ceremony in which you're, like, growing and glowing. You feel me? And it's, like, it's painful. You know, at times it's hurtful. It's tedious and all that. But I feel like it's building you up for where you need to be, for what the spaces and rooms you need to be in. You feel me? Like, I just get warrior vibes. Like, you know, you're just, like, I just feel like you just went through a lot. You feel me? And you got to, like, take time with yourself during this time. Like, understanding that, like, what you've been through ain't you. You know what I mean? What you've been through does not define you. What you've been through, you know what I mean? It's going to help shape you, help grow you and all this shit, help give you perspective, help humble you. You know what I mean? Whatever you may need or receive from the situation, but it is not here to tear you down. It is not here to say no, that it won't happen for you. It's telling you to work harder. It's telling you that you needed to lose certain people and certain things in your circle and in your energy that had to go because it was holding you the fuck back. You know what I mean? It was helping you be complacent. And I just get this vibe. There's no more time for you to be complacent. There's no more time for you to be sitting there waiting. There's no more time for you to be undecided. It's no more time for us to be like, you know, on the fence about shit. It's about taking time with ourselves and finding out where we need to go, where we're headed. You feel me? And finding that and defining that for ourselves. You know what I mean? I just get like, life is a beautiful thing when it's done correctly. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about this like what they say life is, like a full foot white picket fence and like, you know, a housewife and home and all this other shit. That's up for you to decide for yourself. That's up for you and your life experience to determine. You feel me? That linear thing don't work for everybody. You feel me? And I just feel like spirit just wants us to take time, you know, understanding like we not gonna have all the answers right now, and that's okay. You know what I mean? They not looking for us to have all the answers. I just feel like it's gonna happen when it needs to, and just relax, take time, and give yourself the breath needed. You feel me? But work for it. Work. Right. Thank you, Aries.